Let's keep this as authentic as possible. Gratitude to Source, to the Creator, the Most High, for making all this possible. Here I am. Here I am. Gratitude to Source, to the Most High, to the ancestors known and unknown. Man, listen. Just having some things come up, you know. It's an honor being, whether you want to call it a truth teller, someone who just walks in their authenticity, or just integrity and so forth. I know me better than anybody, and I know topics like this can ruffle feathers, but shit, let them be ruffled. I'm not here to tell people what they should believe in and so forth, but when you are shifting, changing, and maneuvering through life, and then you start to really get clarity on like the weird ass atmosphere, the strange weird ass, I don't even like to use the word weird, but just the listen, my experience with the so-called holidays, whatever you want to call them, is different. So yeah, there's been an experience where, you know, your children can go to like a school or, you know, daycare setting or whatever, and you know they want them to have like you know, to take pictures with who y'all call Santa Claus or Saint Nick and all like that. And a lot of you are probably unaware of the fact of the history of that stuff. I'm not finna dive deep into it. I just already know it's weird enough to let your children or child sit on some random motherfucker lap. Nah, we ain't doing that. Like I said, it can be a way of tradition for a lot of people. I get it. But I see a lot of things deeper on the spiritual level, like ritualistic. I see a lot of shit to where like consumerism. I see a lot of things deep programming when it comes to like even the emotional bonds or unhealthy attachment, where you gotta go around and you gotta meet up with people that you know you're not even too fond of or don't like, or just basically put on this mask. I ain't gonna do it. And the reason I'm just voicing this is because it's just me. I don't get no fuck. Like, it's just, I'm just raw with it because, bro, that is so strange and weird to me. Growing up, like I said, my experience is different. Like, we knew there wasn't no Santa Claus and stuff like that. I was very discerning, very young. So for me, I'm like, you're not even finna come give me no goofy ass story about some dude coming down a chimney, riding from some pole, North Pole. And then it's even deeper in that. I used to ask myself, why is everything so, you know, I'm going to use a term because white is an adjective, but whitewash. Why is everything so used in a way to make it only seem like, and this is raw, it only seem like people of a lighter shade do good deeds or do great things. This is psychological. Because for some of us, like, our experiences with Santa Claus is fucking traumatic. So that naturally had us trauma bonding, you know, and then having a deep emotional, unhealthy bond with people, having to go around people who did not protect us from predatory behaviors, people giving us gifts, let alone not even, you know, with not even pure intentions. Like, bro, I'm not finna fucking fake this stuff, bro. I mean, you can call it a rant. I call it self-expression. I am not with letting my daughter or son let some random ass stranger or person just hold my child, sit them on their lap. I don't know what type of weird fetish people be on, but that ain't it, bro. That ain't it. And so many people, they do it differently. I get like you want to meet up with people because, you know, that's the only time of the year. But, bro, I couldn't even fake it if I want to. Every year I get more stern and so grounded in my boundaries. And it's beautiful because Y'all don't realize how long y'all been going on with this strange and oddly weird ass stuff, bro. Like, it's corny. You got people really gonna go out there, and it's not, look, this is just me expressing. I have no control over what people do with their funds or whatever. But it's wildly enough to see people go out there and spend money they don't have. Like, the consumerism and the attachment, the unhealthy attachments and stuff is wild. Let alone, it's supposed to be signify somebody's so-called birthday. It's supposed to be religious, and how another character got into it. Oh my God, the manipulation is at a, like, fuck that spell, that illusion, man. The manipulation is beyond me. No, it's as deep as, like, kids taking pictures. I'm like, oh no, we don't want no type of nothing in the background. No, I'm not participating in no ritualistic shit like that. I'm not going to sit here and even entertain the idea. For one, I'm not even going to care enough to even lie to my daughter, because for me, when you're breaking generational cycles and breaking generational chains and shit, bro, that come with having honest conversations with yourself and your children. This dude ain't real, and for one, how it's been used, I will not sit here and allow you to later on in your years come to me or come to your mother or anybody and question, which again, I'm not finna build no foundations upon inauthenticity or lies. That's how deep it goes for me. I'm not allowing my child, like, I have the opportunity to change the narrative. A lot of that shit is so controlled. It's such in a controlled manner. Like they even walk into the space and hear, mothers, Santa's here. I'm like, bro. Like I said, people's experiences are different. There are people, and this is from all walks of life, people have no idea. I don't have to wait. Why would I want to wait one time a year to even receive a present? And then for me, the traumatic experience it has, or just a weird ass experience, it's like I was telling my partner, I was like, yo, you got some people that their experience with Christmas is not even healthy. Like, bro, you got people in secret competition, see who gets the best gifts, and I'm telling you from personal experience, people who they want to give stuff but they're not able. I've had experience where I'm the one there supporting my grandmother at the time doing that, during those years with maybe preparing food and stuff. That to me meant more than anything. That right there to me meant more than, I was grateful for that. Simple stuff. None of that gift-giving stuff didn't matter to me. Like I said, to each their own, which I believe in, but that shit's weird as fuck, bro. No, I'm not even finna sit here and be like, oh, that's cool. No, that's weird. That's weird, bro. That's strange. It really is giving PDF. Like, y'all don't realize how deep a lot of stuff goes when it comes to this country, when it comes to so much being exposed, when it comes to realize, like, that is not protecting our children at all. That is not, no. And I'm not basing this off of what I've experienced. No, I'm just going off the fact of foundations upon truth and honesty. The story is getting twisted so much. It has been twisted so much. And a lot of you don't even know the depths of this stuff. You got so many people that ain't even, like, have the experience, like, to even experience it. Gift giving and stuff like that. Since when did that even start? People don't got so far away from what it supposedly mean, and that's another reason why I never. That's another reason why I got away from a lot of religious stuff anyway, because that didn't even make sense to me. For people to be praising a so-called character for me that they never met personally, physically. Now you have a personal relationship, I ain't got nothing to do with that, but still, I dissect that so many different ways when it comes to the father wound, when it comes to looking out externally for some type of validation, acceptance, and a lot of that, and the core value of that reflects that when people are trying to, I see a lot of that celebration of stuff as people pleasing, bro. Deep programming. I seen kids go as deep as like, oh, they gotta have this, or they're pissed off. I remember during like earlier years where people will boast and post about so much of like, oh, this is what I got, this is what I got. You got kids showing everything. What about the kids that didn't get it? You know, I just see so much how inconsiderate it is of others and how much the world doesn't even have compassion. This goes back to the emotional disconnect in my previous video about, again, how so much shit has been created to divide people. Y'all don't even realize that. I wouldn't even sit here and pretend. Like I said, I'm teaching my daughter, you are the gift. We're all the gift in this present moment. We don't gotta celebrate no time, a day or a year or something like this, and a lot of this shit ain't even accurate. No, I'm not even finna put that in your mind. I'm not even finna plant that seed, darling. No, I'm not at all finna plant that seed of confusion. And I'll let everyone else live in whatever, confused state of mind or whatever, but no, we're not doing that over here. Cycle breaking, I'm just being real. I'm just speaking from a person that's a cycle breaker. Like I say, it's great to come together and meet people. That's a whole other thing. I'm not gonna come together and meet over somebody. It's funny to me, I've never met. I'm asking myself, how do people come together and meet over somebody they never seen? Why, if he was invited there, this so-called figure, why, that don't even make, how y'all, is we turning up with the man? The so-called character, religious figure? Like, I'm just joking, but this shit is hilarious to me, bro. It's like anything to get people far away from the reality of being present, getting them to buy into the narrative, like, that they are not of or connected to source, or seeing themselves as the gift, being grateful for the simplest things. I'm just like, bro. I just can't get into none of the holiday stuff. Whatever it is, I just see it so differently than everybody else. I know other people can relate, but this is for them. But I'm not even gonna hold you and pretend, folks. That ain't, no. No. Like I said, you have people, family members, certain things where it's like a secret competition. Remember them times like, it used to be fun. People used to dress up, everybody come in their best outfit, yada, yada, yada. You know how we used to get down in there. Where however you grew up. But man, some of that stuff, I be like, bro, it really is performance. It has nothing to do with like being authentic. It really is performance. Especially when you're dealing with certain, people in their family that don't have a sense of security or confidence. It's a performance thing. Shit used to be funny, bro. Seeing people try to bring food who they couldn't cook. Y'all remember that? Seeing your cousin or somebody try to bring something, knowing that ain't nobody gonna eat it. Knowing ain't nobody gonna eat that shit. Ain't nobody gonna eat that shit. Oh boy, because whew. What's so even wild is like how people will, even during this time, will defend so much of a certain figure. They'll cuss you out over some JC. They'll cuss you out. And it's, man, I'm honored. I'm just grateful that I don't have to be a part of the dysfunction. A lot of that stuff was so dysfunctional. Trying to pretend like you happy and going around people, going around abusers, going around people who, oh my God. Now you get clarity. It's like you just see how people put on so many masks. Not to mention if you worked in a space where like they have like dinner parties and stuff. Oh my gosh. People bringing food. Like I ain't even, don't give me no gift. You know you don't like me, I ain't want no gift. Leave me out of that. Like I said, I'm not telling y'all not to enjoy and embrace like the moment and people, cherish the moment. I'm not celebrating that shit. I'm just, no. Like I said, this is just my rant. This is just my expression. But don't invite me. Don't call me. No, folks, no. I just see it. I just look at stuff more deeper. Like, bro, like, ew. And you know, folks, especially people in certain demographics, especially, you know, for us, that shit was psychological to me, because I'm like, why? Even when the Santa Claus was lighter, like, why does everything gotta look a certain way? Why is it not a different way? Why I gotta look this way all the time? Then that's when they come out with the dark Santa. I'm like, nigga, I ain't never in my life seen no dark Santa. Time for the foolery and the fakery. I ain't never in my life seen no dark Santa, cuz. On everything. Don't try to bring him in here now. That's how I know a lot of shit is consumerism and all that stuff. It's like, I'm gonna do anything for some money. And then on everything, I be seeing folk too, man. Like I said, this could be my own conviction. Or just my own thing. Like, I'm really starting to look at a lot of, whether you want to call yourself influencers, celebrity, like how people just want to do, like they might would like to do sales and stuff, and like, you know, because of certain holidays and stuff like that. But bro, I be catching on to a lot of y'all, folks. Like, man, some of y'all do a little, y'all go above and beyond for a little dollar. Just because it's a holiday. I'm like, man, I get you want to do sales and stuff. I can't let y'all play in my face like that. Like I said, that's just my world. But y'all be playing in our kids' face too. Y'all gotta be discerning and very cautious of people like that too. I don't even see how some people believe in certain things, and as soon as the holidays come around, they jump ship and do anything for that dollar, boy. That shit like prostitution. Selling yourself out, man. Well, I'm gonna do this because I'm like, man, it's an honor to start creating your own traditions in life. Your own whatever it is. Like, bro, don't let people play you, bro. Can you get over there? What you doing? Like, y'all don't realize, like, as a cycle breaker, you're literally creating your own narrative now. That's what I love about all of this. It's like, I don't feel no ways, I'm not angry or nothing. It's just like, I'm realizing, like, wow, I get to change the narrative. I really get to build something on something authentic and truthful. I ain't gotta fake it or nothing. And if folks is mad at you over some shit like that, well, fuck them. Forget it. I don't even care, because that's wild to me, bro. Like, you know, such and such that come around this year, you know, man, I don't want to be around you. Fake it. My energy won't even allow me to be around that. You ain't gonna want me there. Spoiler alert. I'm the showstopper. Well, you know, they ain't bringing the kids. I'm the showstopper. I don't give a fuck. I don't got time to be sitting here pretending like a lot of you mofos and You know what I'm saying? Little suckers, I ain't even cool with it, bro. My vibe, man, it's a vibe. I can't even, no. Especially when you facing your shadows, healing and shit, that you realize like why you gotta go independent, why you no longer want to be codependent. Like I said, some of them situations is just like, bro, for me it's deeper too, like on the level, like I don't even want to see people right now because of the fact that I know what has been going on with me lately. I know what I've been experiencing. I know what me, myself, and my children, my partner have experienced. And you know, when you're going through moments like that, no one's checking in, no one's making sure, hey, how you doing, so forth, which they don't have to. But then it's all about aligning with people who see you, instead of trying to pretend like you don't know what the fuck going on, like you haven't been watching. Family members like you haven't been seeing what's going on. Man, please, I ain't finna sit here and pretend with you goofy ass people. Let alone come around doing it just because it's a certain holiday or a certain season. Man, shit, I look at it different. It's so-called wintertime, or it's so-called time where shit fall away. It dies away. And so do y'all. Stuff dies away. Things fall away. Things just, this is where I got to stay rooted in my truth like a tree. You got to stay grounded. And no matter who it pisses off, to each their own. Everyone has their belief system, celebrate things. I'm just letting y'all know, like, it's so many levels to it that I could dissect. I ain't even finna pretend like I tell you, like I want to be around some people. No. I ain't even finna sit here and pretend. Like, no. Like I said, I blow up the spot. I'll blow up the spot just by letting people know about this. Man, I don't fuck with you. It's best I don't come around. I won't even finna sit here and pretend. I reserve my energy. Self-preservation. Shit, I know a lot of people, it's different. Shout out to those right now going through no contact with your guardians or parents or whatever you want to call it. Going no contact with family and stuff to protect your peace. To keep a peace of mind, inner peace, and so forth. Bro, the shift is here. The shift in consciousness is here. Like, some of us, like, when we used to go home or do certain things, not even home, because home is where the heart is for me, it's inside. But when we used to go visit and shit like that, bro, that shit's, man, you just knew something was finna pop off. You just knew somebody was finna get drunk. You just knew somebody was gonna act out. I'm not saying there wasn't good times to laugh. But, bro, that shit get tiring. That shit, nobody get tired of that dysfunctional shit. Y'all just want people to come around just because. Nah. Once you on cycle breaker, you start to remove yourself, the equation ain't the same no more. Things don't start to add up no more. The math ain't math. And I could only imagine, shout out to whether you mothers or fathers or men and women. And then y'all fucking weirdos like during these times that like to bring people around knowing that shit don't happen in the family. Ugh. And I mean like sexual abuse and all deeper stuff, man. Shout out to y'all who are not returning or going backwards. Shout out to y'all, bro. I really gotta say that. Shout out to y'all because that's a part of what I'm experiencing. I don't even want to see folk. I don't even want to see people because of the fact of how passive aggressive they've been, how much they've ignored, and they want to tell people, oh, it's okay. No, the fuck it ain't okay. It ain't okay. And you're not gonna sit here and make me believe that it's okay. It ain't okay. It ain't okay. You're not gonna make me believe that it's okay, because I'm telling you, get to that place where you grow up and you realize, man, I ain't tolerating that shit. Y'all trust me. It's best I choose my peace, because it can get shaky. It can get shaky. It's weird enough to y'all realize when I say you breaking cycles and chains, bro, stop going around them folk knowing that, as a form of witchcraft, like they gossiping about you, as a form of a whole bunch of shit, they saying this, doing that, so many other things. Like, man, stop going around them people, bro. Stop pretending that you really want to fuck with them. They don't fuck with you. Stop. You ain't got to pretend. Stop to break the cycle of people pleasing. Stop pretending. You ain't got to pretend with them people. Let alone, you know what don't happen. They don't keep it hidden for what, 15, 20 years. They don't know they know what happened with you, you know, baby girl and They don't know what, come on, man, this shit is deep. Like I said, it's a lot. It's traumatizing for a lot of people who have experienced stuff in the so-called, you know, all types of families. I ain't even gonna say just in certain demographics. That shit everywhere. That shit is everywhere, bro. Shout out to y'all who are cycle breakers, bro. You do not have to go and do that. You can take a self-love moment, go treat yourself, go love on yourself. There's so many things you can do. So many things. You ain't gotta pretend. Before these things come about, you ain't gotta pretend. For what? You don't gotta pretend. I see people, when I see them in my choosing, like, when you're facing stuff, when you're healing and you gotta remove yourself, one of the deepest things I always say is like emotional bondage. That's the word I was looking for earlier. And a lot of people don't know the deep part of just not, it ain't just removing yourself physical, it's the emotional bondage to the deep programming of a lot of these holidays, a lot of these things, because over the years you've been doing things so consistently. But as you start to like heal and face yourself, you'll be like, bro, you know what? I don't really have to do this. And let alone for a lot of you, when you create your own tribe and family and stuff, create your own traditions. No one can tell you not to do that. No one can tell you not to just do your own fucking thing. If they do, like, that goes with the controlling narrative, that wounded masculinity. The patriarchal that's been exposed, as well as the matriarchal aspect that's been enabling. And what I mean by that wounded masculinity has a lot to do with what the fuck has happened in families and stuff like that. And then people are just coming around, meeting up, and still just overlooking what has happened for years. Y'all know how deep that is? You're telling people to just come around knowing like you don't have this healthy relationship with your mother, your grandma, your da-da-da-da. Like that's built up energy over time. That's suppressing the intuition. You suppress your intuition so long that you just do it anyway because it's family. That bullshit. No, man, I'm telling you, it's so much peaceful and so much vibrant, and realize like you don't have to suffer anymore after you realize and come to that self-realization, like, dang, that emotional bondage, it's deeper. I always talk to y'all on levels. There were times where I was like, man, I feel like my kids have to see certain people. No, they do not. When there is no respect amongst not only myself, but the mother and me and people like that, no, I don't have to people please. I don't have to dim my light. I don't have to play small. I don't have to I no longer will be silenced over stuff like that. No, I'm gonna let you know. Don't look forward to me coming or connecting and so forth. Nope. Find someone else to bully. Find someone else to talk about and stuff like that. That shit got old coming around sometimes and just drinking. You know what I'm saying? Just doing the same stuff. That's all. That's, like I said, people gonna do what they're gonna do, but the trauma bonding, like I said, the emotional bondage around that stuff. Oh my gosh. Because you develop that in your childhood. You develop like this emotional, you already naturally have this emotional bond with your mother and her father and stuff. So let alone like some of you that are mothers and fathers, push-pull between who gonna get this and where the children go. Oh my gosh. And cycle breakers, a lot of y'all too are here to make amends and do your best to make amends, because a lot of what you're reenacting has a lot to do with unfinished business with your mother and father. Do we ever ask ourselves that? Like, a lot of things we're dealing with, it's not even ours, ancestrally, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. It's not even y'all's. Some of y'all mothers and fathers never got along. Even if they married. Like, it be so much stuff people be sitting here faking, bro. I be like, bro, it's so much been brushed up under the rug. Y'all don't realize the collapse of the wounded masculine is going to highlight all of this shit. That's why I talk about it. It's going to expose everything on so many levels, whether individually, in the communities, family. It's going to expose all of that. Everything about it. And it's nothing people can hide no more. Especially during your romantic relationships or even connections. The wounded masculine is going to peak. It's going to, reveal itself in so many ways. The control narratives. When you see people want to control the children around. Boy, around these times, people get so controlling. They get so manipulative. That's why I keep trying to express to y'all like how ritualistic this shit is. How even low vibrational stuff is. How even the fact of how it's used to just keep people in a fucking loop of survival. I'd rather go on a staycation and invest money like that instead of like people go all the way out. Like I said, to each their own what they do with it. But man, it's the show, the performance. That's how I look at it. It's a performance that people put on. Because then when the performance is over with, what you're seeing now, the collapse of a lot of shit, you realize how that's all people have. They can only perform for so long. And me, that's why I realized, like, as not just as a representation of the patriarchal, it's like I don't need to perform for nobody. I don't need to flash and show and prove shit. That's performance. All that stuff is sitting around like trying to perform, trying to show, look, this is what I can do. This is what I can do. This is also what I can do is mind my fucking business and stay to myself and realize I can literally just live a simple and normal life. Man, there's so much, if you want to call it peer pressure, it's so much confusion around. Like, people don't even know how to, when you look at it, they don't even know how to be themselves, dog. They don't know how to be themselves. And that's what keeps me from like realizing I don't have to be around that, because you know how people switch up as soon as they get around a certain family members. Oh, I just got this and da-da-da. They do it in a boastful way. Like I said, congratulations on whatever you do. But it's just the way people go about a lot of stuff. Like, y'all don't realize, like, when you're breaking cycles and stuff, you're changing the narrative. It is going to expose the control, the manipulation. There's so many things around how you were bound to a lot of things, or trauma bonding with people. Man, your liberation, your sovereignty, your freedom, whatever you want to call it, and just simply showing up for yourself and then recreating the narrative. If that pisses people off, that ain't unfortunate for me. That's unfortunate for them. Because I wish you well, regardless. Because you just going to stargaze. You're just going to watch from the bleachers. And that's kind of all I got to say. I got some things to do. Y'all take care of yourself. Love on yourself. Honor yourself. Peace and blessings. Shalom.